Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Peace, family. My name is Vicki Dillard for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please be sure to share the broadcast. You're welcome to comment and give us a big thumbs up and engage. When you do that, it lets the app know that you're interested, and it effectively sends out other notifications to people. And how many of you all know that's so important to alternative Black media platforms like ours? And for that, we say thank you so very much, family. You all know here in the United States, we have a presidential election coming up here in November. It is absolutely crazy, to say the least. And so the Biden administration, the Biden himself is certainly outgoing, because he obviously declared that he was no longer going to run. So, of course, they put Kamala Harris up in a very undemocratic way, because in the United States, they really should have primaried, which is to allow other folks to also have the chance to become the Democrat presidential nominee. They bypassed that process in a democratic way and basically crowned a very unpopular woman such as Kamala Harris. Of course, if some of you may know that she ran for president before, and she didn't even win her own state. She didn't get not one state for her to become president. That tells you everything that you need to know. So there's backlash that they're getting concerning that in the first place. Well, this Democrat regime, this Democrat administration, the Biden administration, has made several promises to visit Africa. Well, since Joe Biden has been in office, he hasn't been there not once. Now, this is important because in the wake of the United States and other white Western powers complaining that China and Russia has too much power and too big of a footprint on the continent, they've done nothing but exploit and basically engage in a form of benign neglect to the continent. Yes? Well, listen to this piece here from Al Jazeera. The headline here explicitly says, "Why hasn't U.S. president made any state visits to Africa?" Now, the subtitle is, "The outgoing U.S. leader has not prioritized Africa enough, say some, and as Russia and China make inroads into the continent." Watch this, y'all. Joe Biden's planned trip to Angola on October 13th was meant to be historic. It would have been his first visit to Africa during his tenure as president of the United States. That's a shame. The continent is one of the most populous, has one of the most projected to have one of the youngest and robust, and certainly the continent that has some of the greatest, if not the most important resources that the whole world needs. You haven't been there not one time to any of the 54 nations they're in. Are y'all hearing me? It claims here, as Hurricane Milton advanced on Florida last week, the White House postponed the trip to an unspecified date. Watch that. Alongside a visit to Germany, where Biden was scheduled to talk to European leaders about the Ukraine war before heading to Luanda. The outgoing U.S. president's trip was him finally making good on several promises to visit Africa. I'm going to say that again. The outgoing U.S. president's trip was him finally making good on several promises to visit Africa. For Angola, the visit was set to deliver a diplomatic victory for President Joao Lourenço's troubled government, while giving the Southern African nation regional bragging rights as Washington's chosen country after decades absence. Family, that's one of the worst things you probably could have ever done, was to agree to be the first country. Because America has a track record of not doing what's right and keeping her promises, especially where it matters most. It says that while the cause of the postponement is reasonable, critics say Biden never really seemed keen on prioritizing Africa in the first place. It says, even as rival world powers like China and Russia aggressively expand their footprints on a continent they consider important for its significant natural resources, rapidly growing population, and sizable voting bloc in the United Nations. Family, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Now, not only that, they tried to link the fact that he canceled his trip to Germany too. Let me tell you all something. The White House is very keen and strategic on what they do. So it is in my belief, my humble opinion, that it was intentional and to connect it to them canceling on Germany. Well, the thing is, they have regular relationships with Germany. They have regular high-level conversations with Germany. They prioritize European countries like Germany on a regular basis. You haven't been to the continent of Africa or any of the nations they're in since you've been in office, sir. After several promises. This is the reason why many on the continent believe you're just trying to pimp them and use them, and that your motives are not good when you try to sit there and try to convince them that China or Russia is trying to exploit them. Fam, I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it. They said it's been postponed to December, but here's the thing. Do you think if the new incoming president, whoever it is, whether it's Kamala Harris or Donald Trump, don't you all know that in the United States, the new president is going to be sworn in January of 2025? So you mean to tell me that you all think legitimately that President Joe Biden, who can barely string two sentences together, who seems to be more on the beach and in Delaware than he is in the White House, is going to make a trip to, come on, y'all. Now, he might. I would be surprised. I'm going to say I'll be real surprised. But I think that this is a strategy altogether. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it below. My name is Vicki Dillard, beloved. Two things. Be sure to follow me on my own channel at VickiDillard.tv. That's VickiDillard.tv. And be sure to check out my spiritual school, the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, where I'm shaping world leaders. Yes, by activating their spiritual powers. How many of you all know that everything you see came from everything that you can't see? What that means is that we have to become more proficient and become masters of the unseen so that we can shape the seen. That deals with spirituality. So my school, the Vicki Dillard Mystery School, doesn't matter what your spiritual background is, what your religious background, because the principles I teach from are universal in nature. And I give you powerful rituals and signs and wonders, most importantly, follows my very affordable school. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com, VickiPlanet.com. I can't wait to see you again.